through the shattered windows of the Abbey's belfry as the devil Strahd arrived. Strahd van Zarevich appeared in a swirl of black mist and crimson eyes, his presence choking the air like smoke in the lungs. The party, battered and bloodied from their battle with the abbot moments prior, exchanged a glance of grim resolve. Though the wounds on their bodies had barely begun to clot, they stood beside the angelic abbot, forming a fragile alliance forged not of trust, but of necessity. In that moment, even the fallen had their roles to play in Barovia's grim theater. The abbot's radiant form glowed with righteous fury, and his mace cracked with divine light as it clashed against the shadows of Strahd's form. Sunlight, true and searing, flashed from Talia's blade, drawing a rare cry of pain from the vampire lord's lips. There was a crack in his facade, a flicker of torment in his expression, as if the light itself was dredging up something buried beneath centuries of rot and power. For a heartbeat, victory felt possible. The devil is not so easily slain. With a cold, withering scream, Strahd unleashed waves of necrotic magic that blighted the very stone beneath the party's feet. The belfry shuddered as arcane fire rolled through it. The abbot was the first to fall, his wings curling inward like dying petals, his radiant form dimming. But with his final breath, he turned to Osdor and whispered a warning that would echo long after. "Seek the shrine," he said. "The Morning Lord's light still awaits you." Then Sparrow crumbled to the ground, her Ecola slipping from her fingers, and her faithful companion Rufus silenced at her side. Ezio, ever the steadfast warrior, lunged in fury, but was met with a storm of death magic that turned his charge into a lifeless sprawl. The floor was painted in red, and silence. Strahd approached the survivors with a slow, amused stride. Talia, blade trembling in her grip, stood between him and the fallen. He raised a single hand and offered the party a choice: death or surrender. With a heavy heart, with a heart heavy with guilt and grief, Talia handed over the sunblade in exchange for the party's life. Strahd's laughter echoed like a funeral bell. Then he was gone, leaving behind the ruins of hope, the scent of blood, and the long-sought tome of Strahd lying upon the floor like a final insult. Pages stained in dust and sorrow, secrets inked in sacrifice. And now, amid the bodies of their friends and the bitter wind through broken glass, the party stared down at the book they risked everything to claim, and asked themselves the question no hero wishes to face: was it worth it? So, very peculiar session we're gonna have today.
Oh, wait.
One I've been dreading for a couple of weeks. Not the reason why I've been putting it off, but but still, I would nonetheless drudging it.
Mm.
So we will start in the belfry. Unfortunately, we have both Sparrow and Ezio's cold bodies on the floor. Strahd has just left with the sun sword in hand, and yeah, it's silent. All is silent within the belfry. What do you all do?
Oh boy. Um. Shit.
What do we do indeed?
Just kind of
You have the tome.
shell
You have the
shocked.
tome of Strahd.
Um.
I'm not here, so.
I think we all just kind of.
You're here in spirit. Should I prepare a hole?
Lord.
I think we should do this. with our hands.
In the belfry? You guys are you're standing on cold stone. You won't be able to dig much,
Well,
if
yeah,
anything, with your hands.
not in this room. I think we should
Okay.
dig a grave with our hands.
Well, what do you guys want to do with the bodies? You want to bury them?
I'm gonna start by looting the abbot.
Okay.
I definitely think we should. But I don't want them buried here. I don't know.
We have a lot of
Maybe, like-
wine. We could bury her with a barrel.
Or do I know anything about
Is it possible we can resurrect them?
Well,
We would
need-
first need a diamond. Worth like 1,000 gold pieces.
do we know anything about like the Arakakra, like the death rites? Like or rituals?
Well, you can maybe try to roll a religion check on that.
I don't know, it just doesn't seem right to bury her here if that's what we were going to do. Wow. I'm like, they die. Shit.
Let's see.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you try to. Ooh.
Ugh.
Ooh.
I was first like, I think they died? No, I don't think they die at all.
You said this was a religion check?
Yeah, to see if you know anything about Aarakocra funeral rites.
Oh, damn.
I may know
Thanks,
something.
Talia.
Jesus. Okay. All right, so you probably do remember something from your time at Candlekeep, Talia. Probably at one point fell on this very strange and unique book that you found at Candlekeep. Just decided to read it, or I don't know.
Yeah, you
Either
got
you're
bored. You're
bored.
like, oh
Yeah.
fuck, I don't have anything else.
For some reason, you read about some giant bird species.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see here. What could see what I can find on funeral rites for. Okay, so you know that you have to prepare the body a specific way. Body is washed with cold spring water and anointed with oils made from sky blossoms and wind thistle. Things you do not believe can be found in Barovia. The feathers are usually combed and adorned with trinkets representing the deceased's life, tokens of battle, pieces of family, items of faith, things like that. And then once the body's prepared, you go through what's called the binding of the wind soul. The body is wrapped in ceremonial silks woven with feathers of kin. Also something you'll probably not be able to find here. And then a wind soul talisman is carved and is placed upon the chest, which would basically help guide the spirit in the afterlife, so that it can join its ancestors, if you will. And then the kin of the deceased will carry the body to a mountaintop, a cliff edge, a high tower, and usually it's never something that's going to be below cloud level. And then at dawn, songs are sung in Orin, the language of the Arakocra, and it invokes the air, the sky to accept the soul to the upper planes. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Guys, I don't think it's
Oh,
possible
no.
to do Aarakocra funeral rites.
Well, I mean, not everything, obviously, but I think we could incorporate as much as we can.
Now, in terms of resurrection, it's possible to resurrect the bodies, although powerful divine magic will be required. And usually a powerful individual that has connection to higher power, usually a cleric priest of certain renown and power and faith, would be able to do this.
We know some priests. They might not be that powerful, but
We're close to the lake where I could maybe commune with Mandifa, and it may be worth bringing her down there to see if I could revive.
Which lake are you talking about? Sorry.
Maybe it's not lake, but is it the spring in Kresk?
Oh,
This is what the abbot told me.
Yes. So the abbot was referring to the shrine, the pool, and there's a pool and shrine in the north end of the village that is said to have magical properties. So yes, and yeah, just before drawing his last breath, the abbot did remind you to visit that place for guidance.
Yeah, I think that would be a good place to start.
Okay. You guys can hear coming up the stairs a scared, completely frightened. What's his name? One second here. I'm just gonna get his name. Where is his name? Come on. Cloven, yeah. So it's Cloven Bellevue that comes up. Do you guys remember Cloven?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the bell ringer guy.
Correct, yes. This guy here. I'll show you.
That had like the baby head attached to him or whatever.
Yes.
That's the one.
That's Cloven Bellevue. Here he is. Show place. This Mongol folk.
What a handsome guy.
Yeah. So he comes up and he says, "Is the monster gone?" Has he left?
Yes, he's left.
And he notices the body of the abbot on the ground, and he runs to it. And he's like, "Oh no! I'll just go right here next to the abbot." And you can he notices him shedding a few tears. He's actually distraught and saddened of the abbot's death. And he says, like, "You can't leave me alone. I can't take care of all of them by myself," he says.
Well, it seems like today is your lucky day because our party just got an opening.
Where am I?
Wow.
I'm so scared to step on his
Just
foot,
like
but
that.
Oh my gosh.
Just like that.
Just
Oh my
I
like
just
God.
stare at us
Hey,
for
Dana, are you cool playing Cloven?
that.
Somehow,
I
I
mean-
don't think Cloven's stats are on par.
What's the worst that can happen? She dies again?
pretty much.
We just get her. We just get
Steve.
another party member, guys.
Too soon, Steve. Oh.
Too soon. 4 weeks later. Uh, oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Have you guys truly grieved during these 4 weeks? I don't think so.
Uh,
Okay, so
Well,
what happens now? Colvin's saddened and he's distraught. He's kneeling
I'm gonna
next to the
go over
abbot.
to, I'm gonna go over to Cloven and I'm just gonna put a hand on his non-baby head shoulder, and I'm, just gonna tell him, I'm sorry for your loss. We have a few things that we need to do in town. If you would like to help us a little bit, that would be appreciated.
He says, I can't go in town.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, in this area, we need to go to the lake, the pond. What is it? A river?
The shrine? He asks.
The
The
body
shrine
of
by the
water.
pool?
Yes, the pool. Yes.
He says, I've never been there. I was never allowed to leave.
Do you know where it is?
Somewhere the north end of the village. I've never been there.
Is there anyone else here that helps to take care of you?
No, it was just him. He'd tell me what to do every day. I'd follow his orders. Now I feel like I've lost my only friend.
Well, you're about to lose another because I'm going. First of all, it's Oz Thor.
No, I'm talking to Steven.
Look, I was just
My
playing a
God.
character. I'm sorry if I came off too blunt.
So insensitive.
It's a roleplay exercise.
Can't roleplay being a dick.
Well, Cloven just says, he asks, I would like to be alone, please, if you don't mind.
Sure.
You probably have to tend to your friends.
We will leave you to it. Wasn't Talia checking the abbot for anything earlier?
Yeah, she probably would have had time to do that before Cloven arrives. So why
Yeah.
don't you just do me a perception check there, Talia?
Perception.
Perception, okay.
15.
Yeah. I'd say you'd find a 3 potions. You'd find 2 potions of greater healing on him. And you find a potion of heroism on him as well.
A potion of heroism?
Correct.
I have no idea what that is.
A potion of heroism does the following. Potion of heroism. So, It lasts. Its effects last for 1 hour after you drink it. As soon as you drink it, you gain 10 temporary hit points. That lasts for an hour. And during the same duration, you are under the effect of the Bless spell. No concentration required.
Okay.
The potion is of blue color, and it bubbles and steams as if boiling.
That doesn't sound pleasant.
Oh, the effects are awesome. Free bless is always good, even if it's just for an hour.
Sure.
So that's what a potion of heroism is. And so besides that, there's nothing else on the abbot. His mace, after his death, has become mundane. It no longer radiates any divine, not divine, but radiant energy. It appears to be just a mundane mace.
Okay. So yeah, I'll take those potions from him.
Sure.
Well, do we want to go to the pool, I guess? Go
That's where you
for a
guys want to head?
swim.
Okay.
I think
So who's carrying
with...
who? You guys have to carry both
Yeah, I can
Sparrow,
carry.
Rufus,
Oh.
and Ezio.
I can carry whatever the larger one is. Oh, and also I'll take my great axe. I think is what Ezio had of mine, or was it the great
Oh, yes.
sword? I don't
It
remember.
He
was
had the great sword.
the vicious greatsword.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
he
take
had the
that
vicious,
back.
yeah.
And that.
Gotcha.
Who do you think would weigh more? Because I can
Probably
take the
Ezio.
heavy.
Yeah.
I can take the
Yeah,
heavier
Ezio's
one.
pretty big.
I think he
Okay.
also
And he
wears
has
heavy
armor.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'll take Sparrow.
Yeah, I'll pick up Ezio.
Okay. So you guys head outside of the Abbey's northern tower, go down the stairs, and which leads you back to the backyard of the courtyard rather of the Abbey. Let's see if I can find that spot. It's going to be on the other audio, I suppose. Courtyard, yeah. All right. So as you step outside of the and back into the courtyard, I have two audios playing. It's annoying. But it stopped you. Stop, please. Hello. There we go. Which one? So in the courtyard, still thick with fog, and you notice the a couple of the mongrel folk that are still in their whatchamacallit, their padlock wooden
Cages?
fences. They're not exactly cages. They're like
Pens?
stone. They're like sheds, but yeah, they're like fences. Yeah, sheds with padlocked wooden doors, basically. And
Quick
there's also that.
question.
Yes.
Where did Esmeralda go?
I think she went
She went
down
back
to
to the.
Kresk.
Yeah, she's back at the village
Okay.
because she was not allowed to dine with you and the abbot.
Because we should definitely alert Esmeralda at some point as well. Will we be passing, like, I'm not entirely familiar with, like, the geography of this place. So is she, like, how nearby to us would she be?
Well, you have to leave the abbey grounds, go back down the hill that leads back to the village, because the abbey is basically on top of a hill, east of the village. I can kind of show you a map, I think.
Yeah. Like, will we go by, like, if we're going to the pool, will we be passing by that area, or?
Here, I'll show you guys a map here. I think you can see it in a sec. Guys, see the map?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you zoom on it, you've got the Abbey of St. Markoville that's kind of like to the northeast there, right? You guys are in the northern portion. There's like two buildings. You guys are in the northern one. And you're
Yeah.
basically in the courtyard that's in between those two buildings. And
Okay.
you can take there's a like a winding path to the west of those buildings that you can see that kind of goes up and down. It basically goes down
Yeah.
back into the village, and then you can, once you're in the village, you can take the main road back up towards, well, going back north, and that will lead you to S4 at the top of the map, which is basically that pool and shrine area that everybody's been talking about. That would be your destination. So you first
And
have
so-
to head back down.
So then Esmeralda would be, like, in, like S3 area?
Somewhere in the
Yeah,
village.
somewhere,
Where there's, like,
somewhere in
houses
S3.
and stuff? Okay.
Correct. You'd be
Would
somewhere
we
in
know
S3.
Would we know specifically where she went, or is that, like, do we know what house she's staying in, or is that a mystery?
She didn't say where exactly she was going back to the village. Although, I mean, it
Okay.
would be a good idea to maybe stop at the burgomaster's his house to see maybe if he would know.
Yeah, we should probably talk to the burgomaster.
Yeah.
I wonder if it would make more sense for all of us to go to the pool, or to, like, kind of divide and conquer. Because we definitely should talk to the burgomaster about what happened. You know, he needs to know about the abbot.
I could probably go to the pool myself.
Yeah, but what about the bodies?
I can
Well,
carry
there's
her.
no guarantee of resurrection, but I mean, if you want to take
Sure.
Sparrow to the lake, go ahead.
Yeah, maybe you could take Sparrow and we could have Ezio. I don't know if we would want to leave him on the grounds of the abbey temporarily and, you know, talk to the burgomaster instead of carrying a dead body around. That might be a good idea to, like, leave him in, like, a safe spot in the abbey and then go back for, you know, go back for him later.
Whatever you guys want to do, let me know.
Do we want to do that? Osthor can take Sparrow, and then we can leave Ezio and somewhere in the abbey. I'm not sure where, but like the library or something.
I mean, you can kind of just leave him anywhere.
Well, yeah, I just, you know, don't want, if there are animals around, I don't want, you know, I don't want to just throw him to the wolves, so to speak. maybe we can just take him to the where we're meeting Esmeralda, the
I feel like
library
we should
or whatever it
probably
was.
take him with us.
You think so? Where's the burgomaster's house in proximity to the abbey?
Well, the burgomaster's house is in the let's see here, S3 would be that's the gatehouse. Yeah, they don't specify exactly where Dimitri's house is, but I would say, if I'm looking at the map here, I would say it's like the one of the bigger houses that's right on top of the S3 that you see on the map.
Hmm.
So if
'Cause I
you
don't.
look at the map, should be a house, a larger house, right where
Yeah,
S3
yeah, I
is.
see that.
I would let's put his house there.
So especially, I mean, if his wife's is I don't want to traumatize his family, especially with what they're, what they're going through with their son.
Mhm.
Maybe we should leave Ezio at the abbey.
My one
Like, where
concern
we-
is what if Strahd came back and took the body?
What if Cloven
But-
ate him?
Strahd can't I mean, I guess he could resurrect the body and then kill it again, but I don't think anything worse can happen to him than it already has. And if he
Could
wanted
become-
to take the
Could
body,
become
he
a
would
vampire
just
spawn.
well. But if Strahd wanted to make him a vampire spawn, he would just come back and take him from us. It's not like we can, stop him.
Oh, to become a vampire spawn, they would have had to die from Strahd's bite. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Strahd
So-
can do worse than he's already done. Without,
Then, yeah, I suppose we can leave him here, and hopefully nothing should happen to his body.
yeah. It's like
You're
he's
gonna leave
already
him in the courtyard?
I think in the library or the place where we're meeting Esmeralda, or if that's up a bunch of stairs or something, just somewhere on the lower inside, but not I don't want to just leave him in the middle of the floor, and lay him out on a couch or something like that.
Yeah, well, in the library there's the whatchamacallit. There's a table there. Right next to the table there. Well, there's also the infirmary, right? The room, the haunted
I
infirmary
would
next
not
to
leave
it.
him anywhere near there.
Yeah.
There's actual fucking
Oh.
ghosts in there.
Yeah, that might actually cause some issues. Yeah, I think the library, on top of a table, or if there's a couch or a chair, we can put him in one of those.
Okay, that's good. So you gotta leave Ezio there.
Yeah. And then
Okay, and
just
somebody's gonna be bringing a sparrow to the shrine.
That will be Astor.
Yes.
Okay, well, Ostor will have to probably roll a strength athletics because
Oh boy.
what's his strength?
Oh boy.
How strong is Ostor?
I'm an 8.
Oh Lord. Yeah, that's gonna be quite the trick to carry a corpse. Well, you know what? You'll be able to do it with a 10 athletics. Just
Enough.
it's gonna be hard.
Willpower.
It's gonna be
Sweating
quite
so
the
hard.
trek. It's gonna be exhausting.
Can I
Yeah.
cast fly on her? And she can levitate?
No, that's not how it works. You can cast fly on yourself, though, obviously, to fly there faster. To get there faster. Well, we don't have to go down all the way down the hill and then cross the village, going back north. It would be easier to fly, for sure. If that's what you want to do.
No, I'll carry her for now.
Okay. A good dignified walk with Sparrow in your arms.
Just like Cloud
Okay.
would do.
Just like Cloud would do with Aerith. Okay, perfect. All right.
Wow.
Wow. He's even bringing you to a pond and everything, right? That's
Right.
very FF7 reminiscent.
Oh lord.
Okay. So, okay, so I guess we'll switch between. So, sorry, as Astor goes in that direction right away, while the rest of the party brings Ezio back to the library, right? So, Astor, you're leaving right away.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So that means probably get to Ezio. No, sorry, probably get to Astor first, then, and then we'll move to the rest of the party that goes back to, I suppose, the Burgermaster's house, right?
Yes. Yes.
That was the plan. Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. So let's start with we have to go to the village of Kresk. Change the audio briefly. Bye bye, Abbey of St. Markovia. Where's Kresk? Village of Kresk.
On the walk down, I guess I start reading some of Strahd's memoir.
Okay. I want to read bits and pieces from his memoir. Can do that. Let's see here. I go to notes. So this is what the Tome of Strahd's memoir looks like. And actually, I'm going to leave it in. So who's carrying this baby? That's
I
going to
am.
be Talia. Okay, so I'll put it all players in journal. Put it in Talia's journal. Why can't I add everyone? Pharaoh, Sakura, and there you go. Okay, so and I'll share this with you, Talia, since you're reading it. You should have in your handouts what's called From the Tome of Strahd. And there should be a couple of excerpts there. If you can't read Strahd's fancy handwriting, there should be a typed out version of the text right beneath it. Let me know if you can find the.
Where is it?
You don't see it? Let's see here. Handout. One second. I'm just see if I can place it somewhere. Tome of Strahd. From the Tome of Strahd. You don't see it anywhere?
I'm looking through everything. I haven't seen it yet.
Where's this thing? Tome of Strahd. Oh, okay. It's in player handouts, text handouts, and I'll make sure that you can see it.
Oh, there it is. I see it. Okay. I see it
I'll
now.
put the other Yeah, I'll put all the other players so they can have a readout as well. There we go. Yeah. So like I said, you can read.
I
This
ain't
is
reading
just
the
like
fucking handwriting.
yeah, I know it's pretty brutal, but just read the text underneath if you want. And like I said, this is just a sample of the whole tome. It's just to give you an idea. Let's just say you were flipping through the book, and these would be the 2 pages that you fell on. But if you want more details about what's in this book, like I said, there were videos I posted in the Curse of Strahd Discord channel. If you guys somehow need those videos posted again, let me know. I can just post them back up. Okay.
Okay.
Um, doo-doo-doo. And if you guys don't want to listen to those videos, then I can find you probably a shorter video that basically goes through the history of Strahd. There's another one that I could give you that's just basically listening to that video. You get a good idea of history, which is detailed in this book. So listening to the whole audiobook. Um, okay, so so you read this while you guys are hitting back up and bringing Ezio's body. And I'll move to Ostor as he goes back to the village. Um, so Ostor, as you go back down the hill and you arrive at the village, right? Well, on the way, actually, you notice 2 other mongrel folk that were keeping guard at the main gate that leads to the abbey. They notice you walking down with the body of Sparrow in your arms, and they don't say anything, but they are definitely curious and they peek and pry, but they otherwise don't bother you. Um, you just ignore them, I suppose, or do you do or say something?
Um, I'll let them know that Strahd attacked the bell tower and killed the abbot.
Okay. When you say these, they didn't seem to quite register who Strahd is, but when you mention the death of the abbot, they look at each other shocked and they hesitate to move, almost like as if they didn't believe you. But then they decide to both leave their weapons there, and they come down from the towers and they head towards the the abbey to, I guess,
Yeah,
confirm your story.
just to make it clear, I'll tell them that Cloven probably needs their help.
Okay, cool. But they definitely then head towards the abbey. And this now brings you to the village of Kresk. And as you as you walk through the village, you draw a lot of worried and concerned glances from villagers. Um, they definitely are curious as you're walking down the streets carrying the sparrow's lifeless body, but they don't pry, they don't bother you. You can
Can
hear
I
whispers.
can I just kind of lie and be like, "Oh, she passed out from wine."
Sure, you can roll a deception check. I'll let you have advantage on it because they don't have
My
any
tongue's
reason
sticking
to
out.
think you would lie. Yeah, exactly.
Eyes open wide, blank stare.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah,
Death Hamlet.
26.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Right.
Uh,
So as soon as you bring that point, I mean, concerned looks become the concerned looks of villagers kind of wash away, and they just basically go back to their usual activities. So yeah, good job. And therefore, the villagers just basically they just ignore you as you trek through the village.
they've seen death so much that they don't even know what it really looks like anymore.
somebody will look at me very strange, and I'll just do like the chug motion with my hand,
Sparrow like bloody.
and they're like, "Oh yeah, the bird does drink. I heard that."
What about the dog? The
Oh,
dog
I don't
too.
have. I don't
Dogs
know if I
drunk too,
have
yeah.
Rufus.
You do. I would say you do have
Maybe
Rufus
she's
is
just
still in her
tucked
Bag.
away in her wing.
Yeah.
in the bag that she has. Yeah, she was carrying him in her pocket, like a satchel pocket she had for the dog. And yeah, so people don't really spend people don't really like sterile that much. But I mean, you roll pretty high, so despite Sparrow's body being mangled and her body basically like darkened by necrotic magic, and there was also a fireball there. And I mean,
This is so wrong.
people don't ask. People don't ask questions,
Oh, my goodness.
but people are
That's a
definitely curious
wild ass drinking.
what a party that was. Yeah.
Man, I heard like clashing, dinner plates breaking. They must have had a rager, man.
Yeah, crazy party.
Uh, oh my gosh.
Fireworks and everything, man. It was nuts. Yeah. So, but people don't bother you as you head now north towards the end of the village. And eventually, I would say about after a good, let's say it would have been a good, like, with the weight of a sparrow, this is quite a feat for you. And I'd say it takes about a good half hour from leaving the abbey all the way to your final destination at the north end of the village. So, it's morning, I guess. Let's see here. Where's the description? Not the gardens, but the cool. There we go. Okay.
Are we also moving maps?
Do you think we need to go to the map for this? Quite
not
honestly, we
necessary.
could. I mean, no, it's not necessary to move maps. Not for this.
Okie doke.
Where's the Cool Shrine? Okay, there we go. All right. So Osdor, even under gray skies, this pool at the north end of the village shimmers and sparkles. Near its shore sits an old gazebo on the verge of collapse. You notice a wooden statue of a mournful, bare-chested man. Its paint chipped and faded. Stands in the gazebo with arms outstretched, as though waiting to be embraced. What do you do?
Where was this again?
This is I'll show you the map. This is in the north end of the village. Oops, not the handouts, the map. Town of Kuss. Okay, so as you can see the map here, this would be at S4, top of the village.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm at the lake,
basically-
and there's a gazebo there.
Yes, there's a gazebo, and in the gazebo, there is a statue, a wooden statue, that depicts a bare-chested man that basically has his arm outstretched in supplication. So you believe it's a depiction of a god, of a deity of some kind, where people tend to go and pray at.
I'll lay Sparrow at the base of the statue,
Okay.
and then I'll pray at the statue first. I'll see if I can, if that's the point.
Okay. Why don't you roll me a religion check, please?
Ooh, nat 20.
Jesus, and it counts.
Nice.
All right, so Ostor, mist coils around your boots as you kneel by the before the statue near the crystal clear pool. The air still as if holding its breath. Next to you is Sparrow's broken form, at the foot of a weather-worn statue of what you think is the Morning Lord. Silver light glints off the water's surface as you clasp your hands together, whispering a prayer into the silence, your voice trembling like the leaves. And for a moment, you feel some form of a connection, as if a intangible but definitely real presence is with you here at this place. Although you do not see anything, but you definitely do feel something or someone is there,
Uh,
as if someone
to
is listening.
who this may concern, my friend has fought valiantly against the mist and Strahd. She has fallen. I seek means of a revival for her.
Okay. Let's see here. Why don't you roll me a perception check? While I figure out which voice I'll be using.
Gotta look through all the
Ooh,
voices.
19.
19, eh? Whoa.
Very nice.
Very, very nice. Is there a voice I can use here? Where is that one? Yeah, I'm not sure if this one's gonna work. We'll give it a shot. We'll try. If the voice sucks, just let me know and I'll revert back to my usual voice. Because sometimes, yeah, voice mod is a hit or miss. So Ostor, the still waters of the pool begin to ripple without wind, casting fractured moonlight across the shrine. Behind you, a voice rises like a breath through the veil between worlds, soft, melodic, and edged with sorrow.
He carried her burden, silent fire and grace.
I couldn't make all that out because it had like a weird
Shit.
clicking, but it sounded like carry their burden, give them embrace.
You carry her burden now, child of fire and grace. And you recognize the voice as that of your patron, Mandifa. And then she adds, but even in death, her flame may guide you. It's up to you to ensure that her death is not has meaning.
Um, I guess I'll bring up that Strahd is saying our connection is weakening, and I'll ask if that's true.
Okay. Is that true? So she'll respond. So the pool shimmers with golden light. Do you approach it or do you stay where you are? Like, are you on top of the pool or you stay where you are until
I
speak
can
out
approach
loud?
it
Okay.
because she's not through the Morning Lord. She's her own thing. So I'll approach the
Yes.
water.
Okay. Okay. You notice your reflection in the pool in the calm pool. Although when you hear Mandifa's voice, you notice ripples in the water. Um, and she answers, Strahd is a liar, born of shadows. Her voice is kind of strained, like sunlight fighting through storm clouds, but you can hear her say, my bond to you remains unbroken. But this land, it coils around me like thorns. I reach for you, Astor, but Barovia swallows the light. Which makes sense because you are able to feel her through your powers. Your magic through her still works, right? You're able to
Mm-hmm.
channel her might and powers, but she can't communicate to you freely. That's almost impossible for her. You've, up to this point, have not been able to communicate with your patron.
Wasn't there a short period recently where I couldn't access my powers?
You did have issues with your powers. You couldn't ask her about that.
Yes, I'll ask her about that.
Okay. Uh, she says that was intentional on my part. It was a test of your conviction and devotion to the bonds and values that we share and that binds us.
Clever girl.
I wanted to ensure that Barovia's mist not only clouded your path, but also didn't cloud your judgment. Mm-hmm. But she then adds, but the fact that you are here reassures me that um, you still hold dear those values that have brought us together.
Does she know about the paralyzing tentacle?
She knows probably everything. Uh,
Oh my gosh. Yo.
She probably knows about Ostor's, a couple of Ostor's, how do we call them?
Antics.
Indiscretions and antics, yes. Um, Hence why she punished him for a period of time by removing access to some of his powers. But he seems to have, made amends. So since so.
um, I'll ask her if my purpose, if the purpose of our contract remains in this land.
uh, well, okay. Um, she responds. She says, "Yes, child of starlight. Um, our pact endures, though the soil of this realm chokes all that is divine. Your purpose remains as it was. Bring light to where none dare shine, and protect those who still dream of dawn."
do you know of anything in this land that can guide us along our next path?
I do. I feel an almost divine connection to another place in this land. One that is faint, for it is shrouded in darkness, as most places in this realm. But within that darkness, you'll find a speck of light, hot, burning embers of a long abandoned fire, one that can be lit once again, one that can be bright once again.
Is this the
You must,
Amber
you must
Tempers?
rekindle. You must rekindle that light. She says, no. She says, the seek the castle of the Silver Dragon.
Oh yeah, Silver Dragon.
Amergorst?
You can roll an intelligence check, and I'll give you the proper spelling of that. It's a doozy. All right. How much did you roll?
I'm trying to pull up my screen.
Oh.
Oh no, I
You-
rolled investigation. Intelligence.
roll
Oh,
investigation.
that's
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah,
straight
same thing.
intelligence.
So
Oh.
unfortunately, you don't exactly remember how it's spelled. You do remember you guys mentioning some form of a castle south. It would be about like southeast of here, going back towards Valaki, but then
Yeah,
taking
like south of the fork, correct?
correct southeast of the fork. Instead of continuing westward at that fork, you would head down at that fork. Yes, and apparently there was some sort of a castle, and this is according to a revenant that you guys have encountered on the road fighting ghouls and ghasts about over a week ago. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, that was. I mean, in game time a week ago, but in real time.
Probably a year. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, shit.
Back when you guys weren't even level 5.
Yeah.
Or maybe level 5, yeah.
That was a long
Time
time
sure
ago.
flies.
Goodness.
It does, yeah. So she says that this is a place where you will, if successful, be able to cast away the darkness that now engulfs this land.
And I have to do this without my bird friend.
Unfortunately, yes, she says. My powers cannot reach this realm other than through you.
Well, shit.
Can you do me a favor and reach her spirit and let her know we'll avenge her?
Yo, what, sorry?
Can she reach out to Sparrow and let her know we'll avenge her? I don't know how gods and death work.
She tells you, I cannot speak to Sparrow any more than you can. She has departed for another realm. Although, who knows how the world you are in works and how souls live within that world. I would just say do not lose faith and continue seeking allies that could help you against Strahd. Those allies are probably cowering at this time, but with your help, they may find the courage they need to finally make a strong and powerful stand against Strahd. And who knows, maybe some of those allies will have the powers to bring your friend back, even from death.
Do I need to carry her body with us everywhere?
I would find a place that is sacred, where her body can be preserved. Find one devoted. Find one devoted to the greater gods of the realm you're in. They will likely have the means to preserve your friend's body.
Damn, we're gonna have to carry them all the way back to Velaki, huh?
Or bro,
How
yeah.
long?
You
How
basically
long was the walk?
It's about a day. Not that bad. It's like a full day of walk. Yeah, full day. If you guys were to leave, like say in the morning, probably arrive nighttime. Although it's nighttime all the time now, right?
So
It's
true.
always nighttime.
Okay.
Okay.
Hashtag we tried.
Would the Shrine of the Silver Dragon, that area, be suitable? Or the
So what,
abbot?
sorry?
First of all, would the abbot be suitable for her?
Yeah, but
Or the
you mean
abbey?
the abbot will be. Oh, the abbey.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but nobody's going to be able to preserve her body in the abbey,
Ugh.
right? Right now, what she needs is you have to prevent her from decomposing,
Yeah.
right?
Gotta keep that body cool.
How much is a bag of holding?
One person sells one. I think one person sells one, and it's Ravka. He does sell a bag of holding. Memory serves me right.
I mean,
Seek
technically my body's not
the
breathing
Vistani.
anymore, so I won't suffocate in the bag.
Would that
But I don't think
preserve
bag of
it?
holding's gonna. No, it won't. It won't. There's
Yeah.
only one way to preserve her body. Yeah. So Mandifa just tells you, Ostor, heed my words, stay true to your path, and we will see each other again. You will survive this realm. Do not despair. I believe in you, she says. And then after those final words, the waters of the pool still. No more ripples. As if it exhaled a final peaceful breath. And then any feeling or presence that you could previously perceive is like suddenly swallowed by the mist. And a hush settles over the entire shrine, and the scent of lilies briefly lingers before vanishing into the chill. You now realize that Mandifa is gone, and only Silent remains to answer your prayers, if you have any more.
I kind of lost in remaining because don't feel like she was a big old help.
Well, she did give you a hint as to where to go potentially next.
Let's see. And what time is it?
Oh, right now it's about 7 o'clock in the evening.
I think I still have my polymorph. Maybe I could regroup with the party and we can fly her to Vlaki.
Okay.
Um. Or I guess I'll just wait here and see if the party can join up with me instead of
Oh, okay. You want
bringing Sparrow into town.
Gotcha. Okay, that's good. All right, with that being said, I will move to the rest of the party then. You guys brought Ezio back to the library at the Abbey. And then after that, I suppose you left the Abbey, heading back towards the village, correct?
Yes, we're
Yeah.
gonna go to the Burgermasters. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I guess I'll start from the Burgomaster's cottage. So you guys arrive at the Burgomaster's cottage. Knock at the door, I suppose, or
Yeah.
okay. And door opens up, and I'm just gonna remember who is her. What's her name? Yeah, so you have Dmitry Kreskov and his wife. I keep forgetting the wife's. Yeah, Ilya Kreskov. No, sorry, that's one of the son. That's one of the children. What's the name of the wife? 1 second. His wife Anna. So Anna Kreskov and Dmitry
Ma.
Kreskov. Okay, sounds
Oh,
good. Sorry.
sorry.
What was that?
The
My
world may
bad.
never
I
know.
was muted. My bad.
It's okay. All right. So the Anna Kreskov opens the door and says, "Oh, my, what happened? You look like you've been through hell. Your
We have.
tattered, bloody clothing." Well, come on in. We were actually getting ready. We're having dinner. You're more than welcome.
Thank you.
Hmm. They bring you to their quite modest table. Pull out a couple of pillows for you to sit on, and Dimitri's there, and he looks when he sees you coming in. He's a little shocked to notice your conditions and state. So he says, "Hi, I'm afraid to ask. I suppose um, the meeting with the abbot go as planned?" He seems a little concerned.
It did not. Um, I'm afraid we don't have good news. Um, we, while we were there, we were visited by Strahd. And
Right.
I'm afraid that the abbot has been killed, along with several of our friends.
Anna drops the wine that she was serving, and everybody at the table is shocked when you say that. He says, what do you mean he died? And you're saying
Strahd,
the devil's Strahd was there.
he came and he killed the abbot.
Dimitri's like, well, we were assured by the abbot that Strahd would not bother us anymore. That he had an understanding with the devil. You're saying
I
Strahd has
guess
betrayed him?
I don't know what their understanding was, but it must not have been enough for Strahd.
Mm-hmm. Anna reaches out for her husband's hand, who's very, very nervous right now. And she says, we have to be careful how we convey this to the village. They will see it as a terrible omen. And says we've
And this
we've
is
had
me
the pres
asking you
yeah.
this, Paul. It's been a while since the last session. Did Strahd say anything about the future of Krusk, or is there anything that I can relay to them in that matter? Whether it's to reassure them or to warn them if needed.
No, Strahd didn't say anything regarding Kresk at all.
Okay, so he didn't make any
No.
sort of threats or anything.
The only reason he showed up is because he felt like the abbot was a little too loose-lipped with some of his revelations.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm going.
he just to remind you, he
Mhm.
particularly took offense to the fact that the abbot had stated that Strahd had somehow cursed you.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And
Okay,
that this
so I'm
curse
gonna.
had made you weaker against him. Yeah.
Then I'm just gonna mention to them that he didn't make any sort of threats on the town itself. This seemed to be more that he felt betrayed by the abbot. He didn't seem to have any interest in the city of Krusk. Now that, I can't guarantee anything, but he didn't seem to want to attack the town. It seemed like he just was interested in killing the abbot, and then he left.
Okay. And all right. Well, doesn't really. Definitely, the Kreskovs don't seem very reassured by this news, and there's an uncomfortable silence that sets in. They don't not too sure what to say, what to think. You guys can definitely feel that they're distraught, so you're not too sure what to say more.
Yeah.
Right, there's not really much more that can be said to kind of assuage their concerns. Like their concerns would be valid. But what pierces the silence is somebody coming out from the room that was belonged to the Krevkov's son, Ilya, and it's Esmeralda. So,
Oh, shit.
Esmeralda, you were drawn to the conversation because you heard you were in the room with Ilya to basically reevaluate his condition. Um, you were asked by the burgomaster to evaluate whether or not um, his condition was stable because he had been somewhat cured or healed by Ostor, but this child started complaining about being hungry again. So you kind of basically observed him as best as you could, and you came to the conclusion that his condition rather is is receding. So he will eventually be ravenous again, as he's been in the past. And so the healing that he was provided to him was only temporary. Um, and so you were getting ready to break this unfortunate bad news to the Kreskovs, but then you heard the familiar voices of Sakura talking, and you heard them mention the name Strahd, so that caught your attention. So now you open the door, you're now in the room, and with the Kreskovs as well as Talia and Sakura only. And the first thing that comes to your mind is that you notice that Ezio is not there, but you don't think any of this for the moment, but you do notice that Sakura and Talia are pretty worn out. They're wounded, they're hurt, they look like they've been through hell. Definitely been through some kind of conflict battle. Um, it's to be expected. You did know that there was potentially going to be a confrontation between them and the abbot. But the fact that you heard the name Strahd, your curiosity is piqued. So from now, I'll let you take it away. And if you have questions about about Esmeralda, by all means, let me ask away. Okay.
What happened? Did you fight the abbot? And what's this about Strahd?
There's not an easy way to tell you this, but Strahd came to the Abbey after you left,
What?
and he attacked us, and he killed the abbot, and also, unfortunately, both Sparrow and Ezio were also killed.
No. No, no, no. That can't be. Where are they?
Ezio, we left him at the Abbey in the library.
Are you
And
for sure they're dead?
I'm not a medicine person, so I can't say 100% certain, but as far as we could tell, he is.
So you fought Strahd and survived.
Barely.
Was there any benefit to it? To fighting him?
We did get the tome.
You have the tome.
Yes,
Can I
and
see
I
it?
look at Talia.
I'll give the tome to Esmeralda.
Okay.
We have the tome, but the sun sword was taken.
What do you mean? Who took it?
Strahd.
Strahd has the sword. This is a disaster.
It is.
I mean, one relic for the price of another, fortunately.
Yeah. And I don't know if it was worth it.
No, I'm not sure. So Ezio's in the library?
Yes, we didn't want to, carry his body through the streets. We don't want to frighten people.
I think I must leave. I'm sorry, Burgomaster, but just to give you a heads up, your son might go back to his ravenous state. But I must go.
Face of the Kreskov just worsens. Another bad news.
I know, right?
This is the
Not
best.
having a good day.
The best they can do in response to your comment, Esmeralda, is a slight, very faint nod, but their eyes are wide open. They're shocked by everything that has been shared in these last few minutes. They remain speechless as you make your way towards the door. The one thing that comes to your mind, Esmeralda, is that you remember you being the one that tried to discourage Ezio from following you into Barovia. You can't help but feel somewhat responsible for his death. Um, Despite Ezio being always hard-headed and wanting to prove himself to you, right? Um, you feel as if you feel like you left your guard down uh, by allowing him the freedom to explore this realm, despite the dangers that lied within. And you can't help but feel as if you let him down somehow. You don't show it. You keep it inside. You're not the type of woman to really share your emotions. But you definitely do feel it to some degree. Um, so I feel as if the boy has had great potential, and now he's died way too early.
Mm.
Yeah.
This is Barovia.
Alright.
This is Barovia.
So I go to the library.
Of course, of course, you have all these thoughts. You walk towards the abbey. You have all these thoughts that cross your mind. You're asking, you're wondering everything you've read about Barovia, everything you know about Barovia, the people here, and their way that he can be brought back to life. And you try to think about who would have. And unfortunately, the only person who potentially had the power to your knowledge, to bring back the dead
Where's the abbot?
would have been the abbot. Yeah, but the abbot now being
Dead
defeated.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a little at a loss for words, and
Mm.
yeah, I'm not too sure what to think. Um, how to solve this? You desperately want to solve this situation, but you just can't seem to find a lead or a solution.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much your thought process um, as you walk towards the abbey. It takes you about a good 20 minutes. You're probably walking at a pretty fast pace, I would imagine, but yeah, it still takes about a good 20 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
In the meantime, as Esmeralda storms out, Sakura and Talia, what do you guys do before this? Do you say anything else? Do you continue
I just
eating?
want to let you know, I want to mention to the burgomaster that Cloven saw the abbot, and that he's dead, and he seems really concerned about what's going to happen to him and um, the others that were at the abbey. Um, he was really worried about that.
Uh, he says this is quite a lot to take in. The Belleviews. I haven't concerned myself with the Bellevues, well, for decades, to be frank. They've never been an issue, mostly because they were under the abbot's purview. Um, I'm not too sure what to think about the Bellevues.
And
This Cloven
Cloven
you speak of,
seems very kind. He was the bell ringer. He was very polite and considerate to us, and he seems to be their leader, perhaps, I guess you could say. Um, he was able to communicate, and he seems to be of reasonable intelligence. But he said that, the abbot took care of, everything, told them what to do. So I think he's capable, but I think he just needs, a guiding hand, so to speak. He's a very
well,
talented musician.
I'm trying to. Uh, my hope is that very as little problems develop from this situation for my people. I hope that I don't really much care for the mongrel folk. Um, as long as they leave my people alone, we will leave them alone. So if you speak to this Bellevue, then tell him that um, we mean them no harm. We will leave them be, provided that they leave us be as well. Um, and I would be even willing to share some of our food with them if that would, um, as a token of our peace. But I have no interest in dealing with them any further in any way beyond that.
Yeah, they don't seem to want to, they seem afraid of, the town. I don't think they would be interested in integrating. Um, I just think they don't have a way to really care for themselves. So if you're willing to, share food with them, I think that would go a long way to making them feel better about the abbot being gone.
I mean, evidence points to the fact that they've been stealing our stock for years. So I might as well share some of our stock. If at least it's going to ensure the safety and the welfare of my people.
Yes, I don't think they didn't seem like they wanted to, cause anybody any harm or even come into the town at all. I think they just want to remain together alone.
I can understand that. That is fine. I guess we have that in common, I suppose. The people of Krask and them. That's really all we want as well. Um, to be left alone. All I would ask though is if you could relay the message that I would appreciate if they stopped desecrating our dead. Um, I haven't been able to prove it, but I suspect that they were responsible for all the graves that have been dug up and the bodies that have been taken. That I simply cannot allow and will not allow anymore. I realized that that was probably the abbot's plan, right? He was finding bodies to create Vasilka, and he was probably using the mongrel folk to dig up bodies of the villagers.
Interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. I
Mm-hmm.
will make sure that that is communicated. Do you, obviously, you haven't had time to think about this, but what about the Abbey itself? Do you think there'll be plans for anyone else to occupy it? Or will it just be left alone?
I can't tell you. I don't know. It has been the abbot's domain for so long now.
Understandable.
I have no idea. I wouldn't even know what to do if I were to be entrusted with the place anymore. As far as I and my people are concerned, the abbey has not been a part of this village for over a century.
Understandable. Well, we don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm sure that you have a lot that you need to do. We just wanted to make sure that you were the first to know that this happened.
I would have just one last question, and by all means, feel free to stay to eat. I lost a bit of my appetite, but by all means, feel free to stay. But I do want to ask you one last thing, and I need you to be honest with me. Is there a risk that the devil will come back?
It didn't seem like that was his intention. I think he solely wanted to punish the abbot for what he felt was a betrayal of. He seemed angry that the abbot shared more information than Strahd wanted him to, and he didn't seem at all interested in the town. He didn't even mention, crests for the people. I think his goal was just to kill the abbot, which he did, and then he left immediately. So I can't make any promises, but I did not get the impression that he intends to come back. I don't think he cares about the town, to be frank.
I guess that is some level of comfort.
I think
But
as long as you don't, because he, has eyes everywhere, as I'm sure you've heard. I think as long as as long as he doesn't feel threatened, I don't think that he would come back.
the last thing we'll do is antagonize the devil. That's for sure.
And I think that you would probably be safe. As safe as anyone is in Barovia, of course, but I don't think he would come back here to cause more trouble.
And what happens to the abbot's divine purpose now? He said we were headed towards salvation, that the realm would be saved soon.
Oh boy. That was a very misguided idea on his part. And I don't think his plan would have worked even if he had survived. I don't think he really understood. I think he underestimated Strahd, and that he had a misguided idea of what Strahd wanted. And unfortunately, I don't think his plan would have worked, and it's certainly not something that we can enact ourselves.
So what is your plan after this? What will you do after Kresk?
Honestly, I am not sure. we lost two of our friends, and we still need to get our bearings straight, and we're not really sure what to do right now, to be perfectly honest with you.
Understandable. Well, very well. Thank you very much for sharing us this dreadful news. Well, you've given me a lot to ponder, and I need to figure out how we'll break this news to my people. Thank you.
I wish you all the best. I know this won't be easy, but if it's any reassurance, I do think the town will be relatively safe. I don't think there's a threat of him coming back.
I don't know. It feels as if these walls we've built around our town feels like they haven't really fulfilled their purpose as of late.
Yeah, I think walls can help, with some threats, werewolves, other monsters, but nothing can keep Strahd out, I don't think. But I mean, there are lots of other threats in Barovia. So I think you've done the best that you can to keep your town safe, and I think that's the right thing to do. Walls can't keep out everything, unfortunately.
Yes. That is painfully clear now. All right. Thank you.
And thank you. And we'll be in touch if you need anything.
Yes, by all means, you're always welcome, and let us know if you need anything else as well. Please keep this information between us. I will break it to my people when the time comes.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So with that, he goes to his room, closes the door. Man has a lot to ponder. And Anna just stands up and doesn't say much, but just picks up food and the plates and he starts bringing up the table. If any of you are still eating, obviously she's not going to take away your food or anything like that, but she starts to, she tries to keep busy, trying to avoid to be, lost in thought.
Yeah.
Given all this information, all this dreadful news. So, yes, what do you all do now?
I guess,
We should probably
finish
go.
shoving some food in our mouths and
Lighten the moon and say, these dumplings are awesome, by the way.
I know, right?
Not the time.
I will say quietly to Sakura, I don't think we can ever come back here.
Right.
I don't think we should ever come.
Then I guess we can leave and then maybe, go outside and then I'll say to Talia, maybe we can give Esmeralda some privacy and head to the pond to meet up with Osthor.
Yeah, I don't think we're Esmeralda's favorite people right now.
Yeah, I'm not my favorite people right now.
Well, that still remains to see whether or not she blames you for Ezio's death,
Yeah.
but that's a conversation you'll have to have at some point, I suppose. But yeah. So you guys are going to head back towards the Abbey, or you guys are heading back towards
the pond.
To the
pond
pond or
north,
the pool. Okay. Yeah, the pool.
Okay. So this is what you guys are going to do. You guys leave the burgomaster's cottage. You head north, staying on the main road, the only main road there is. Takes about maybe 10 minutes to get there, but along the way, I mean, obviously villagers, they greet you, and you guys try to, feign a happy face, I suppose. All is well.
Yeah, as
all
much
will
as
be
possible.
well.
Or also, before we left, I would have liked to, maybe like wash my scales, like wash my
Okay.
hands, wash my face. Nothing I can do about my clothes, obviously, but like
Right.
I didn't leave like covered in blood or anything.
Yeah. I mean, there's not a
Yeah,
ton of
just-
water available, but I mean, yeah, you can find a bit of water to at least do somewhat of a
yeah, just sort of,
minor cleanup. Yeah.
yeah. Or,
Yeah.
Talia's not
use
cleaning up.
use a napkin at least
Where's
to,
the
wipe it
stains
off.
of guilt?
Stay exactly. Well said. All right, so the both of you head north, and Ostor by this point has been there for a bit of time. He's already his part out is already passed. So I mean, 10 minutes later, you guys reconvene at the pond. So Ostor, you notice Talia and Sakura coming up and arriving at the pond at the pool area.
Oops, sorry, bud.
What it is that you guys discuss or do?
So, Osthor, anything useful?
No.
Oh.
Mandifa
I don't know.
came to me and she was like, abandon her?
Huh?
Basically. She seemed to imply that Barrow was not coming back. But if we wanted to try, we'd have to take her somewhere where we could, like, a place that could preserve her body until we found a way to revive her.
Like, where would that be?
I guess Valaki back to the church.
Yeah.
Biohacking could probably help.
She also said that there's a holy place that we should go to, a bright light or a small light in this dark place, and that would be the Silver Dragon Temple.
Oh, the Knight Order of the Silver Dragon?
Yeah.
Vladimir Hornguard?
Good memory.
Yeah, well, good notes.
Good notes.
And we need to go there. Why?
This was more of a existential, where do we go next? And she was like, here?
Okay, so
What she did mention, although cryptically, is that there could be allies there.
okay.
I mean, we know they fight against undead.
Yeah, that's true.
And you know, Ezio also died, and he would kill for a dragon.
That's true.
You're not wrong.
It's just a round of sad chuckles.
We
Sad
did
laughter.
speak to the burgomaster, and Esmeralda was there. She was understandably quite upset, and we had left Ezio in the abbey in the library, and she went to. I think she just wanted to confirm that, we were telling the truth, and so we, wanted to give her some privacy. I think she blames herself in some ways. But
Is the abbot going to tell people that Strahd came into town?
the burgomaster, you mean?
Yeah. What did I say? The abbot?
The abbot, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he will immediately, because I'm sure people are going to be quite freaked out.
People
But-
saw me carrying Sparrow, and I just told her she was drinking too much. They bought it.
I think
They
she would have
believed
liked
you?
that. I mean, she was always drinking. She was always.
She's
drinking.
fucking covered in blood.
From
I mean,
far away, it looks like wine.
That's true.
No.
She loved Red Dragon Crush. She loved Red Dragon Crush.
That Red Dragon Crush was awesome.
um,
Poor her, man. She died before drinking the infamous Du Fontaine de la Stump, which is like the
oh man.
highest vintage in the land. Ah, she's got to come back just for that.
Right.
If I could only
Mm.
speak from the land of the dead.
So I guess we have to fucking go back to I am so sick of Milwaukee. I hate that fucking town. I hope it burns. I hope the entire town burns.
I hope somebody shows up and burns it down.
Yeah.
First of all, I've threatened to burn down so many things, and you guys are like, oh, no. And then literally in the town you want to burn down, you guys start a fire without me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know.
What the hell?
We've all done things we didn't want to do. I didn't want you to fucking fight Strahd, and yet there you were.
But honestly,
I
guys,
lived.
is Kresk all that better than Vallaki?
Yeah, you lived. Wish it would have been Sparrow that lived, but never. Okay, I guess we have to fucking go to Vallaki. Probably need to see Irina anyway. Let her know the clusterfuck that happened.
Alright.
What's the deal with your bird? Your owl, Talia? Is that thing still alive?
That's a very good question. I don't know.
You sent it. You sent it to send a letter, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Well, yeah. That was early in the day today, if I remember correctly. So it'll take some time to fly back. But I mean, if all goes well, it should be back in the morning at the very least, at the latest, right? So, what? So when are you guys leaving for Vallaki?
I mean, it's night, but it's always night in Vallaki now, so I guess it doesn't. Does it get like more dark at night, or is it just like the same level of darkness?
So the mist blocks all sunlight, so you can't tell if it's day or night.
So it's basically just like always the same, like level of darkness.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, I mean, we probably should get a night's rest. Probably a good idea. So maybe we could leave for Vallaki tomorrow after we get, a full night's rest, get our bearings straight. We've been through a fucking lot today.
Don't
So
forget,
maybe
I
we
have the
can
tome.
head out tomorrow. Yeah, and Esmeralda
Sure,
has the
Esmeralda.
tome. We gave her the tome.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you guys are back at Vallaki, bring the bodies there. What's the plan?
Then
It's
I
just for
guess.
my
The way
knowledge.
I see it, we have two options.
Mm-hmm.
We go to the Silver Dragon castle or temple, whatever the hell it is, that's south of Vallaki. Or we consider the Amber Temple. Because
That's also south, right?
there were the elves by the Vistani
Yeah.
camp that were talking about the Amber Temple.
Yeah.
I believe both of those are south.
Well, they're not in the same. No, one you have to go almost all the way to the west, and then somewhere to the south there is a path that leads you there. Whereas the other one you have to go back towards Valaki. It's closer to Valaki.
Well, if we're going to Valaki, then it would probably make sense to go to what's closer to Valaki.
Also, figure like we could use the help of the elves by the Vistani camp. They want to go to the Amber Temple too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, only one elf wanted to go to the.
So that's one more
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a character Sparrow could play.
If she wants
I mean,
to
I
play
know
another NPC,
Cloven wasn't the best choice, but I think you could have made it fun.
But I don't want to. I don't want to go.
Well, maybe you won't have to. Maybe. Or I think
yeah, because
probably
the
Valaki and then
So
whatever's closest to Valaki.
I could try flying us an hour as a Quetzalcoatl.
as a Quetzalcoatl. Whoa, okay, we're pretty cool.
I have my polymorph for the day, so I should be able to fly us there.
So you want to head
How do you
to
spell-
Valaki tonight instead of like staying?
Yeah.
Okay.
One
you
second.
wanna?
I'll pull it up here.
I mean, I think we
How do you
should
spell
probably
Quetzalcoatl?
use a long rest.
Um,
Well, it's either we long rest here in Crest
Quetzalcoatlus.
or we long rest in Valaki.
Because I mean, we might.
It's huge size, can fit everyone, and I've got 80 fly speed.
Wow. How do you spell Quetzalcoatl? Q-U...
ETZAL.
Ah, got it. Got it.
Quetzalcoatlus.
Oh, it's like a dinosaur. Yeah, Quetzalcoatlus. Yeah, it's a dinosaur. Okay. Yeah, it is a huge beast. Damn. Yeah, 580. Yeah, that's really good pace, you know? That would give you a head start for sure, but you'd have to walk. You still have a trek on foot, unfortunately.
Cause my power is, I think it's once per day, so it would recharge at dawn even if we didn't have a long rest, correct?
Well, it depends. A bit. Dawn only recharges magical items. Abilities is after a
Oh.
long rest.
Got it.
Yeah, so spells or things like that would be after a long rest.
What? It's probably only 8 p.m. right now,
Yeah, thereabouts. Yeah, I would say. Yeah.
and I can only do it for an hour, and that would probably mean what? 2 hours more walking?
Yeah, but I am almost dead. If we encountered anything, if we're gonna have to walk through, Barovia.
Oh, would I get
encounter?
would I get my spell slots waiting for them to come back? Because I can start healing.
Yeah, if you use your spell slots now, and after a long rest, you would gain them back for sure. Yeah.
Well, short
Is that
rest
your question?
because I was at the lake.
Yeah. I can allow you. I can allow that. Yeah.
Okay. I guess it's also Talia. Talia, are you hurt?
Like, I have 4 hit points right now. I was on the brink of death. I
Actually,
mean, I did die, but I was unconscious, and then I healed up to 4 HP.
Okay, so I'll have to do one on Sakura and one on me, because I'm also down to nothing.
And if we encounter anything, even with some healing, that's could be bad. I've also got 2 death saves. Two
That's rough.
failures.
2 failures.
So
Wow, that's rough.
Yeah, I'm in
Does
very bad shape right now.
29 HP make you feel better?
It's something, but
Decent
that
heal,
puts me
though.
at 33 hit points, and I've got 2 death save failures. So it wouldn't take a lot to knock me unconscious again.
Did that?
Also, your hands glow with soft golden divine energy, and you place them over Sakura and your wounds as well. And then a divine warmth seeps into her wounds, knitting muscle and skin with gentle radiance. All right, so you guys are healed up a bit.
Do you have any hit dice?
I have 6 right now. Yeah.
Because I can use the medicine kit, and you can
Okay.
use some hit dice.
Okay. What about Talia?
So I'm dumb and forgot to actually remember what the fuck my HP was at because I did the full level up. I'm
Oh, that's
assuming
fine,
I'm just looking through the rolls. I'm just gonna assume that I have like
Well, the
6
rogue-
HP and run with that.
Well, the rogue was, I can tell you, the rogue is usually going to be 5 plus your constitution modifier and hit points. So just subtract 5 plus your con mod. That would have been how much you gained with your level. Presuming you took the
My issue was I
average hit
forgot how much
points.
HP I was left at the end of last session.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
So I'm running on the assumption I had like 6 left because that's a heal I saw in the log here. So we're just gonna run
Yeah.
with that.
Are we going to be
I think
level
that's fair to run.
9 now?
Yes.
After a long rest.
Yes, you guys are going to.
Okay.
After the long rest, you guys are level 9. Yeah. And Sparrow, although she is dead, also will be level 9.
Congratulations,
Heal as well
Sparrow.
will be level 9. So whenever if she comes back, when she comes back, she'll be same spot as you guys are.
So yeah, you should use your medicine kit on Talia since she's much lower H. She's much more injured than I am.
So you guys are heading back to the Abbey. Where are you guys going while you are doing all this? You guys are still at the shrine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're at
Haven't
the.
moved from the shrine. Okay. Okay. I'll let you guys do your healing. And does anybody have any wounds though? Like exhaustion?
I don't think I had wounds.
Yeah, I don't think I did.
I don't think I did either.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
have.
And that simplifies things then. Just roll a medicine check. If you
Oh, I
need to roll
used a
15,
healer kit.
I use healer's kit. Then there's nothing to roll. Just you can use your hit dice provided you use a charge. So I'll let you guys do your hit dice while I move on to Esmeralda. That's okay with you guys. While you guys do your
Okay.
healing. Yeah, just roll your hit dice how many you want and do your thing. Okay, so we'll switch back to Esmeralda now, and she is going to be in the she's in the Abbey. So not St. Andrew, St. Markovia's Abbey. And there we go. Okay. So Esmeralda, you you hurry yourself into the abbey. You go through the main tower, the main door. Well, you pass through the corridor rather, ignore all the mongrel folk, and just consumed by a combination of sadness and frustration and desperation, you head into the abbey's main hall, go up the stairs, and before long you cross up through the you walk through the curtain wall that basically leads between the two main buildings of the abbey, and you arrive at the library. And before you, lying on a table, is the dead corpse of poor Ezio. Is Dana there?
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Okay.
Um,
What is it that you do?
So I read the tome, and
Okay.
I definitely saw the body, and like you said, I was blaming myself and stuff.
Okay.
Do I know where the gang is? I probably don't I?
No, you don't. They didn't convey that.
Mm,
What is what you'll have to figure out is what do you want to do with the body? Naturally, given he's your student.
yeah.
If anybody has any rights to the body, you probably be well suited to decide what to do with the body. You've known him for the longest time, more than the rest of the party. So
Oh, do I know where Van Richten is?
Erneton's still in Valaki.
But he's in hiding.
Dang.
Well, yeah, he is in hiding because of Strahd. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to bring Ezio's body to Van Richten.
Okay. So you bring him back to Valaki then. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, what you do know is that um, there's the Church of Saint Andrews at Valaki, and you haven't met the local cleric there, but from what you know about Barovia, you know that if somebody there could, for example, either do proper funeral rites or even preserve the body, that person probably could do that.
Mm. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to look for some sort of a wagon or something that I can carry the body with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You'll have to go outside in the courtyard and just do an active perception check.
Perception. Normal. Oh, there it is.
Okay, that's a total of 11. Yeah. So yeah, it takes a bit of time, but you do find an old wheelbarrow in the courtyard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's seen better days. Part of the wood has rotten, but it seems to be structurally sound enough to carry a heavy load. So
Mm-hmm.
you could potentially carry Ezio in that.
Cool. Um.
There is a part of you that feels a little saddened as you put the body into a wheelbarrow. It's not the dignified,
No, but
situation you would have wanted for him, and it makes you a little sad. But I mean, you can't leave him here either. So
yep.
yeah.
So I say like, you're dead, but I hope you forgive me for doing this. And then I put him on the barrel. Like,
Okay.
He was a drunk person.
Sounds good. Right. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I
Um,
didn't mean to do that.
It's okay. Don't worry. You notice from the corner of your eye that was observing you as you were doing this, and you notice that it is Cloven. He's just keeping an eye on what you're doing. Um, doesn't seem to um, seems to be kind of like not spying, I'd say, but he's looking at you from a
Lurking
distance.
or
Kind
stalking.
of, yeah,
Okay. I look
yeah.
around.
Well, stalking, yeah.
I look around and then I'm gonna drop the wheelbarrow and then start walking towards him.
Okay. As he
Slowly.
notices you walking towards him, yeah, he just waves a hand slowly, gestures to say hi, a sad,
Mhm.
sad hi.
I
I mean,
sad high wave him too.
you did spend, okay. You guys have been spending quite a bit of time. I mean, you've known, you've gotten to know Cloven a bit over
Mhm.
the few weeks that you were at the Abbey. You've always been kind to him. He's been kind to you. So it's his form of like way of showing respect and saying he's sorry.
Mhm.
He kind of wants to sympathize with how you feel. He seems to be feeling somewhat similar, but he doesn't seem to have the courage or, he doesn't know how to talk about this. Right. So
Right.
the best he can do is just like, lurk and wave, try to be nice.
Oh.
Yeah. It's his way of trying to show that he cares somehow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I definitely go closer until we're like in conversation volume of a distance
Sure. Yeah.
without shouting,
Yeah.
basically.
Okay. Yeah.
Cloven, what brings you here?
He says, I I've buried the abbot.
Have you nowhere to go? Would you like
I wouldn't know
to
where to
accompany
go.
me?
To where?
I'm headed to Valaki. I'm taking my student there to my master.
What about all what about all my kin, all the other all of my family? I can't leave them here alone.
Would you like to set them free? Is there no other sibling of yours that can feed the rest of you?
Um, I've always
No
been the
other
one to feed
sentient
them.
being?
He says, well, not really. I've always been the one to take care of them and feed them. I was told to not let him leave, otherwise they could hurt the villagers. I
Have
don't
you?
think they would hurt the villagers, but
Mm-hmm.
that's what I've been told.
Did the abbot say that?
Yes.
Hmm. Do any of them speak common?
Yes, some do speak. Some speak very little. They understand more than they can speak.
If you wanted to come with me, then maybe we can talk to them to take care of the rest of your family.
Mm. He says, "Well, that'll be difficult. There's still the flesh monsters that guard the prison. It's gonna be hard to get them out.
Right.
I can I can feed them without angering those monsters, but I wouldn't be able to get them out. When it dawns on you, right, the two golems that the abbess created,
Mm-hmm.
that basically respond to his orders and his orders only, they're still walking the halls of the prison area of the abbey. And so the only way that any of those mongrel folk could ever be able to see some form of freedom is to first deal with those golems.
Would it be difficult to defeat those golems?
I don't know, they look very mean.
Mean is one thing, but if I can, well, do you have any siblings that can fight?
Well, they're very scared of those creatures. I'm scared of those creatures. I'm not too sure I would want to fight them.
What if I lure them away and you get your family out?
But where would we go? We've always stayed here. It's strange to think of going somewhere else.
Mm. Why don't we talk to the burgomaster and then see if there's a way for any of the town folk to take care of your family? And you, if you wanted to stay.
Don't think he likes me very much. We haven't been very nice to them. We've been digging up their graves and
Well, that's because it was the
killing
abbot's command, right?
yeah, but what if he blames me or blames us for that?
I can vouch for you. My word holds some weight. At least I think I do.
He's- You're very kind. Why are you so kind to me?
You were
Nobody's
kind to
been
me
kind.
too. While I was trapped in that library looking for this tome. And then I pat the
Okay.
pocket that has the tome.
Okay. He agrees. He says, I'm a little afraid to speak to the burgomaster, but you can tell him that I would mean him no harm and that I'm willing to figure something out.
All right then, let's head that way then. And then I start to pick up the barrel and use my head to gesture this way.
Okay. He follows you timidly, keeps at a certain distance, but he follows you. You can see him as you cross the archway that leads back into the hillside road. He noticed that he looks back as he crosses that, and it dawns on him he's never crossed that in his life, as far as he can remember. He's never gone beyond the archway that leads to the dirt road. So he looks back, takes the time to slowly look back and stare at the abbey from a distance, and then he quickly catches up to you and continues to follow you. And with about maybe 10 minutes, you make your way back to the village. The rest of the party was doing what again? Still,
Think
you
they
guys
were
were
leaving?
taking a rest over there. What?
Oh, resting.
Yeah, well, they were resting and all that. They were taking a short rest. But after you guys have rested, what do you guys do after that point?
What was your plan as for? What did you want us to do?
I turn into a Quetzalcoatl, fly us to Vallaki. We can drop Sparrow off to preserve, maybe rest, and then head to the Silver Dragons.
Okay,
Now,
so we're not
just-
gonna.
Mostly a question of either do we
Rest,
long
though?
rest here in Kresk, or do we
Yeah.
take our long rest in Valaki?
Because we're gonna
but
need
just
a
so
long
I'm
rest.
clear, yeah, but I'm just gonna let you guys know. There's even if you turn into a Quetzalcoatl, you're not making it to Vallaki in an hour.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen. You'll make it
Could we make
faster.
it to the Silver Dragons?
Well, we
Not-
still
well,
we
the
have
problem
Don't know
Silver
if we
Dragons.
should go there when we're
Ugh.
We've
half
got-
dead.
Sparrow.
Yep. And the other
Two.
thing with the other thing with the Silver Dragons, you're not exactly sure where it is. Never
Yeah.
been that way. You don't know how far that road stretches, right?
Yeah.
Safest option seems like we take a rest here in Kresk.
Mhm.
Plus, I did give the tome to Esmeralda to look over for a bit. We still need that.
Oh.
So
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We gotta rest. we are in very bad shape.
Yeah, you guys not only fought an angel, you fought Strahd.
Yeah.
Back to back. Back to
unfortunately,
back,
we
too.
didn't all make it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think we should probably go back to the Abbey and stay there. I guess.
Okay. So you guys, what I'll do is I'll have you both meet up at the entrance of the village, like at basically at the bottom of the hillside path from the abbey to the village. You guys were gonna come head towards the abbey while Sparrow and Cloven were coming down, heading towards the village. So let's say you guys meet there.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan. Okay. I'm just gonna switch the audio. And yeah, by all means, take it away when you guys want to discuss.
So we run into them both.
At the base, yeah, the base of the winding road from the abbey to the village.
Okay.
You guys, yeah.
I'm going to take Esmeralda aside and be like, kind of, be like, can I want to update you on, what we learned, type of thing, and kind of get away from like Cloven, just because I want a little privacy for our conversation. So we'll walk away a little bit, and I'm just gonna update her on, we went to the shrine to Osthor, wanted to speak to his matron, whatever you want to call it, and she wasn't able to help, but suggested that maybe a holy person might be able to. So we were going to go to Vallaki to speak to the priest that we know there, and maybe he might be able to do something. I noticed that you have Cloven with you. We spoke to the burgomaster, and he basically said he is okay with the family staying at the Abbots, but he does not seem to. He did not seem to be very welcoming towards them, and basically said, we will leave them alone, and we will even provide them with food, but we do not want anything to do with them.
Okay.
So he
Thanks
basically
for
wants to just leave them in the Abbey is what he wants to do. He was not very kind about it, I don't think, but I don't know if you would want to talk to him, but I don't think he doesn't seem very interested in dealing with them in any matter. And I don't know what else. I don't know who else would be able to help take care of them, unfortunately.
I
He
was
did say that he would leave them food, like they would provide food.
Did he say how they were going to do that?
No. He just mentioned that he knew that they were already taking food, I guess. I'm not sure what the situation was before, but I assume that he would probably, leave it at the gates. I don't know how he would provide it, but he just said that he would be willing to offer them food. But other than that, I don't think he wants anything to do with the family.
Right. I was headed that way. That's why Cloven decided to come with me to see if we
Yeah,
could arrange
I
something for
assume
his
so.
family.
I think if you do talk to him, I think it would probably be best if you did it privately. I don't think he would be very happy to see Cloven at all, honestly. He didn't even really seem entirely aware of exactly what the situation was, I guess. But we are going to head back to the Abbey ourselves. We plan to go to Valaki in the morning after we rest, so we could go back with Cloven if you wanted to speak to the Burgomaster by yourself. I think that would probably be easier than if Cloven was brought in. I don't think he would be very happy with that. It's the impression I got, at least.
Right. We could ask Cloven what he wants to do, but if you're going to Valaki, I'm actually headed there too. So this is like a
Yes.
quick stop for me before I head over.
Yeah, well, we would need to go tomorrow. We need a night's rest. We're not in any condition to be on the road tonight.
Where are you spending the night at?
We were just gonna go back to the Abbey, I guess. Might
Oh,
as well. That's where we
with
were going.
okay. Do you think we could get rid of the golems?
Definitely not tonight.
What I mean,
Anything
like
that
tomorrow or
maybe. How many columns are there?
I believe there were 2.
Maybe.
Cloven was saying that it could help the family if they were gone, but right now they're kind of trapped. I guess that's a good thing that they are, but
I guess it would depend on what type of golems they are. But I know that golems are pretty strong, so I don't. Since it's just well, there's 4 of us with you, so it's possible. But it might. I don't know if that would be. We would have to see, I guess. Maybe we could do a little bit of studying after we woke up. Figure out a game plan.
I mean,
But we
you
do
lot
also.
have survived an encounter with Strahd. I'm pretty sure
Well,
you're going to survive a couple of golems.
2 of us didn't, and the other 2 of us almost didn't. I mean, we were almost dead. We
Yes,
barely
you are
survived.
fighting 2 very powerful beings. Did you not?
And we do need to get to Valaki, sooner rather than later, because the the bodies need to be preserved if there's any hope of resurrection. So the faster we can get out of Kresk, the better. I don't know if we can spend a lot of time here fighting. It is kind of urgent that we get to Valaki, and the only reason why we aren't leaving tonight is
You're badly
we
injured.
can't afford. Yeah, we can't afford to. If we encountered even an angry bird, it could kill us.
Is this all that you wanted to talk in private about?
Basically, yeah. I just, I didn't want.
Do you mind if I call
I don't
Cloven?
want Cloven. Yeah. I don't want his, he seems like a nice guy, and I didn't want to hurt his feelings.
I wave for Cloven to come closer to us.
Okay. He grips his violin nervously and slowly approaches you.
Oh, poor little guy.
I know.
Cloven, Sakura here, she's going back to the Abbey. I'm still going to go over to the Burgomaster to talk about your family. I wanted to ask you if you wanted to come with me or if you wanted to go back to the Abbey with Sakura.
What do they want to do at the Abbey?
We thought that we could perhaps spend the nights there, if that would be okay with you. We need to rest.
Yes, you can stay in the main hall if you want, and
Yes, we don't need much. A floor will do.
can make camp there if you want, and that'll be away from the others, and you'll have some privacy.
That would be appreciated. If you wouldn't mind coming back with us, if you could show us where a good place for us to set up for the evening, we would appreciate that. And, if you're up for it, maybe you could play a tribute song for the abbot on your violin. I know how much he enjoyed your songs.
He says, "Okay."
So you're all going back to the Abbey now, then?
I believe so, yes.
Cloven will. He says he can go back unless he turns towards you, Esmeralda, and says, "Unless you want me to come with you. If you really want me to come with you, I'll come."
Here's the thing, Cloven.
We like you, but not that way.
I mean, I do want you to come with me. That way you give some sort of a, good reputation with, or start a good reputation with the Burgomaster. Because I'm pretty sure they don't know much about you or your family. So if he meets you, then he could see you are not a threat. But I will
Right.
give
Why
you
don't
the
roll me an
choice.
insight check when you get a chance.
Okay. But I'll give you the choice of coming with me or not, because as it stands, he does not like you.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Insight or
yep, insight. Yeah. He's afraid. He's afraid of rejection. You can feel it. He senses that.
Yep.
He rightfully so. He gets the feeling that he's not appreciated and that his kind is feared, and so he's afraid to meet people and to speak to people.
He's
This is
just like me for real.
It's like a lot of us.
Cloven.
And the fact that you said that, yeah.
I know you're
The
afraid.
most human character in this place.
I know you're afraid, but if you do this, it could mean a better circumstance for your family. I do want you to consider this.
Says, okay. Okay, I'll come. I'll speak to him.
All right. I do want you to know not to worry because I am with you. I won't let any harm come to you if it's the last thing I do.
He grips his violin tightly and smiles, and he nods.
Good.
follows you.
Sakura. Oh, yes. Good. Do you mind taking...
Oh, yes, and then I grab the wheelbarrow.
I appreciate you.
Horatio.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
That was hard. And
All right. So
Off
you're
we
going to
go.
go and speak to the burgomaster,
Yep.
and then the rest of you are going to go back to the abbey and make yourselves comfortable to spend the night, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what we'll do, we'll stop here for tonight. I'm going to give everybody 500 XP for the role play and all that.
woo!
For Esmeralda doesn't really gain experience, so just
I
note
know,
the
I was
XP
about to
for
ask you.
Sparrow. Dana.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. Sparrow's gaining XP based on what Esmeralda does, but that's just how we're gonna do
It's all gonna be.
it. And next game, what we'll do is we'll have Sparrow have a discussion with the burgomaster, and then we'll skip to the morning after that, and you guys will be on your way back to Valaki. So everybody can do their long rest right now. It's not like I'm gonna send you vampire spawns or any other bullshit tonight. I think you guys have been through enough. And
Back to back, yeah.
yeah. So by all means, you guys want to do a long rest, you can. That means just a reminder, you guys regain half of your hit dices, which you can use immediately. And other than that, if you had any failures for your death saving throws, those are resetted after your long rest. Wounds, you can, if you had wounds or exhaustion from wounds, you lose 1 level of exhaustion after the long rest. And what else? And that's pretty much it. You regain your resources. Obviously, you know what you regain with a long rest, but everybody should get their resources back. Spell slots, the whole stuff. Okay.
Alrighty.
So if you guys want to roll further hit dice, you can do so now, or you can do it at the beginning of the other game. Doesn't matter. But we'll end the game here for tonight.
Alrighty.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Cool. By the way, I love the accent, Dana. You're doing a good job.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's like Australian or like New Zealand or something. It's
I find it sounds British. It sounds British.
I was going for...
little,
I like it.
yeah,
Yeah.
little British.
It's
I love it.
I was going to give her like a Romani accent, but I couldn't figure out what Romani sounded like because it's different from Romanian. And
Yeah.
I was like,
it's hard.
British is probably a good fit for somebody
Close enough,
with
yeah.
a strong head. So
Yes.
yeah.
I'm digging it. I love it.
Did the voice
really good job.
the voice mod sound okay? Was it? I was thinking she would have like a deeper voice than I do.
Oh, yeah,
Sounds
no,
great. I like it.
it sounded natural.
it.
Like it
Neat.
sounded
Yeah,
like
it's
I didn't think there was
actual-
voice
Really
mod
good.
after that. You were just deepening your voice.
No,
I had no idea.
Yeah,
it
that was
sounded
voice
very
mod.
like a
Yep.
I
natural
didn't think you were
accent.
using a filter. Yeah.
I thought you were just actually doing deeper voice.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I was like,
Same.
wow.
Same here. Yeah.
I wish I could do that. I do like, you know what? This is as deep as I can go.
Not bad, not bad.
You want some? I'll give it you.
Brilliant. Now we got to
Caught
fight
up in
these
it.
people.
Uh, so thank you a lot. Thank you very much for the game, guys. I missed this, and we'll try to get back to a
Yep.
regular schedule.
Back in the
Um,
groove.
I
Now that we
am
ripped the Band-Aid off.
exactly. Yeah, we got over the hump there. But just in real life, I'm just gonna let you guys know there might be a bit of chaos in my life because of work mostly.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a G7 in Canada.
Oh shit!
So
What's that?
yeah, it's a
Global
get
summit.
together of all of the
Oh,
7
nations?
countries.
Or...
Well, economic superpowers of the world. Yeah, they get
Oh,
together.
wow.
So it's Canada's turn this year. So
Wow.
Oh.
already
And
a
that's
lot of my co-workers have gone to Alberta, where this is going to be
Mm.
held, and some are gone for like over a month.
oh damn.
So I may
Whoa.
go. So far, knocking wood, I'm not going anywhere. I sure hope I don't have to, because it's going to be a nightmare logistically for
Oof.
my family and I.
Yeah.
I feel
'Cause
like if you're not gonna make it, Paul, we wouldn't have a session without you.
He makes a good point.
Yeah. The inmates should not be allowed to run the asylum.
yeah.
I actually
So
had some work sites that I had to dispatch a tech to in Quebec, Saint
Ooh.
Laurel and Laval.
oh, Laval, yeah, cool.
Yeah, and I had to call their H&M stores. So I had to call, and it's like, oh, uh, press 1 for English. Otherwise, it was completely in French.
You're
And
right.
I would do that, and I would wait, and then someone would be like, "Bonjour," speaking in French, and I had to be like, "Tu parler English?" Like, I forgot.
Parlez-vous anglais? S'il vous plaît?
Oh man, I would have loved to hear that conversation. Oh my
I
god.
know. They were like, oh, this
It's
fucking
fine. They
guy.
were pretty great,
This fucking
Oh
American.
my god.
but I was
You
just
should
like,
have
"Oh,
really leaned
fuck."
into be like, parlez-vous anglais?
So
Yeehaw!
I told her, like, next time I do this, I'm just gonna go real heavy Southern Texas. Like, well, howdy, my name's Steven from Texas. I have a technician. I'm gonna dispatch to your facilities.
I got the technician down here that I need to send up yonder.
Bonjour.
I hope y'all have a great day. Yeah. Hold on, I gotta go collect my cattle. They got loose in the
Fence broke on me last night during a storm.
I'll tell you what,
And you know what? That's a story for them. And that H&M
mhm.
probably minimum wage workers, like, some guy called the store, real Texan. He said bonjour real funny, like he heard it from a
Bonjour.
movie.
Oh my god.
Very hard
Either
J.
you're not gonna they would either not understand a word or they just probably be dying. As
And as soon as you open your mouth, they're like, "Oh, this is an American. All right,
Yeah.
please stop butchering our language." That happened to me anytime I tried to speak in France. They'd be like, "Please, you're embarrassing yourself." I mean, they didn't say that, but I could see it. Like they would just immediately switch to English.
Apparently now it's
Mhm.
like they will clown people.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm sure they do, but they're very polite
Yeah, I'm
as
pretty
long
sure.
as you're friendly.
Yeah, I unfortunately heard of like, a lot of Europeans right now are being mean with Americans just because of the whole Trump
Oh,
situation.
I mean,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah,
we
Can't
deserve
blame
it's
them.
not.
it.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah,
blame them. We
yeah.
deserve it.
Well, it's not your fault. Not everybody
True.
voted for the guy,
Oh.
but
But they have no way of knowing who did, so it's like
anyway.
proceed with caution. It's like when you encounter a wild bear, it might be nice, but it might rip your face off. So better just to stay away.
Yeah. Not a good time to be traveling as an American, I suppose.
Yeah.
Mm,
I gotta brush
mm.
up on my Canadian. Get to know the varieties of maple syrup so I can
Mm.
pretend. I'll be
And
like,
if you
oh
guys ever come
no.
here,
Oh
we'll
man, shopping in Wegmans with Paul, and he's like, "Look at this selection of maple syrup. Oh my god." Ugh.
uh,
Embarrassing.
I was impressed. There was actually some decent maple syrup there. Cost a fucking fortune, though. I mean, I would never pay that much for maple syrup, but hey, whatever, it's there. It was crazy. It was so expensive. I'm like, oh my god, I'm never taking maple syrup for granted again. Oh god, it's
It's
so
a
ridiculous.
serious
It's like it's
matter.
more. I know,
Mhm.
like it's just fucking maple syrup. People, calm down. I mean, I can't even imagine how much it goes for now. I mean, it's got to be fucking insane.
Oh,
Like,
we're not
it's
rich
just as
enough for
expensive as
that.
eggs. Yeah, exactly. It's for rich people. Fucking maple syrup. Yeah. If I ever come back, if I ever next time I want to do is if I come back to the States and meet you guys, I'll bring some free maple syrup for you guys.
Ooh, fancy.
Oh, yeah. Yep. All right. Well, you guys have a great night, and like I said, I'll keep you guys informed if things change. But for now, it's like business as usual until something shit hits the proverbial fan, and hopefully nothing happens. So I'll let you guys know.
And I'll
Sounds good.
also let you know when I leave for deployment.
Yes,
Oh,
do
that's
let me
right.
know. Yes, let me know.
Yeah.
Then
Oh.
when you ever do come back after deployment, once you're done, we'll try to coincide. If you still want to play Sparrow, we'll figure something out.
Oh, I'll
But
always want to play Sparrow.
we'll
Always.
figure. We'll definitely figure something out when you get back. So I appreciate you picking up. And if you're tired of playing Esmeralda until you leave, there's plenty of NPCs to play. To Steve's point, you don't have to stick with Esmeralda, but I got more interesting NPCs for you if you want than Cloven. But yeah, this.
Oh man. What character, what personality should I give him?
Oh boy.
Mm, yeah. All right. Well, you guys have a good night, and I will hopefully catch you guys next Saturday. So have a great
Sounds
week.
good.
Good night,
All right.
Okay.
everyone.
Bye, guys.
Nah.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Okay, so I am by my lonesome now. Well, that was good then. They were fooled by my voice mod. Haha. No, definitely had some trouble there trying to hit the character, but I hope it was satisfactory. Let's see, who can we raid? Or do you want me to raid at all? I'll probably raid. Who is online right now? You. I'm online right now. Yes, correct. That is right. Actually, there's a few people on. Ooh. I haven't seen Salty in forever. Let's see. Oh, he's been playing for 6 hours. Let's just go say hi to Salty. Make his night even saltier. Yeah, so sorry I haven't been online much. Salty tears. Yeah. But I am definitely trying to make it a point where I do stream Saturday nights at very least. Work is ramping up, especially because deployment's coming up soon. Can't really say when, but it is coming. So that, and as always, I do appreciate every one of you. Thanks for hanging out, for the lurks, for the resubs. But man, if only life were not as difficult. Hopefully, package gets there first. Oh, it should be. Yeah. I'm gonna say it should, but if not, if anything, my mom's here, so she'll probably get it for me. So that, for anyone who's still here listening, and if you want to raid with me, stick around, get some points. I know I haven't been letting you guys get some points because I haven't been online much lately. Why are my raid messages not working? Do they work if you write it? Because, I mean, I see. Oh, wait. Why are you inactive? Bot. Oh, there it is. It just took forever. Oh, thank you. Double the raid message. So yeah, let's go say hi to Salty. I haven't seen him in forever. Yeah, and hope you guys have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend to remember the fallen, our fallen brothers and sisters who gave their lives to freedom. So, for some reason, the raid messages don't show up for me. It didn't show up for me earlier, but then I see the raid messages show up for you. I don't know what's going on with the bot. Maybe it's upset with me because I haven't been streaming lately. So, anyway. So let's go raid. Oh yeah, he's definitely still in the game, so should go check on Dad. Yes. So let's go raid. Oh, where do I start? Oh, there it is. Okay, so as usual, you guys are awesome. I hope to see you again and next time I stream. Most likely Saturday night for all y'all in the western side of the world. Sunday morning for those on my side of the world. And yeah, that. And if not, maybe I can stream if I can other days as well. I do still owe a lot of other games like Final Fantasy VII, Rebirth, and other things because I still have not finished that game. So, you guys have a great night, good sweet dreams, sleep tight, sleep dreams. And if you're on the other side of the world like me, have a fantastic rest of your day. You guys are awesome. I will catch you next time. And while I'm still awake and if you are still awake, then let's hang in Discord. Okay. Bye, everyone. God bless y'all. Yes, I do need to post the dance. The song is out, though, but it's not live. It was produced and posted. So I don't have a new song. So the song Redeem is actually available. Okay, bye everyone. We'll talk offline, Lotus. God bless.